I'm out here riding my bike on the historic Galena Trail. I'm in the silver capital of BC. I'm riding from Hills to New Denver along the shores of Slocan Lake. It's absolutely beautiful, and I want you to come along for the ride with me. Let's go. So, I just saw something totally wild. I don't have long that I want to hang out here for, but that is a dead deer. This is the start of the Galena Trail. I am in Hills, I think is the town. And I'm gonna ride this ideally all the way to New Denver. I do not know exactly how far that is, nor what to expect, but it is an old train right-of-way, so it should be relatively flat. It already looks a little more overgrown than I was expecting, so I could be wrong on all my information. But that's the plan. We're gonna head down here and we're gonna go to New Denver on the bike. And I'm off. I'm heading out on the Galena Trail from the small town of Hills, BC. I was told that Hills has a population of 200 in the summer. And while there's not a lot going on there, it definitely was a place to get this bike ride started. And this bike ride on the historic Galena Trail travels along an old CP rail bed, meaning shallow grades for a nice ride and beautiful views for an even nicer one. Well, that's Slocan Lake, and now that I'm at lake level, I should be most of the elevation drop, and I think we're going to follow along the shore for quite a ways, the whole ways, I think. So it should be a pretty good ride, and yeah, beautiful lake, beautiful day for a ride. This rail bed was once the home to the Nakusp and Slocan Railway, which connected the transportation hub of Nakusp to the silver-rich areas around here, hence the name the Galena Trail. And while I do keep my eyes open for silver, I keep finding other treasures. I've seen quite a few big old bear turds so far, so this is definitely bear territory, but it's a beautiful little trail. Clearly enjoying myself so far. Hope I don't see any bears. I got my bear alert bell, which makes me feel better. Whether it alerts the bears, I do not know, and I do not want to find out. Well, I want to find out if it does work. I don't want to find out if it does not work. And about as quickly as I can mention that I'm in bear territory, I happen upon the biggest bear heat score of all time. So, I just saw something totally wild. I don't have long that I want to hang out here for, but that is a dead deer. It's been got from the back end. It smells, but not crazy smelly, so it hasn't been there that long. Maybe last night. I don't know if it's a bear kill or a wolf kill or coyote or cougar, who knows, but yeah, that's nature. It's rough, and with that being said, I do not want to hang out here, so I'm gonna get back on my bike and get the heck out of here before whatever killed that or whatever knows it's here comes back, because I do not want to have to fight a bear at all. After a quick moment of silence from my dear friend there, I get back on my bike and head down the trail with a new zest for life. I'm headed towards Roseberry, where more treasures start to come into view. First, an old sunken freight barge sits just offshore. This is a glimpse into Roseberry's past, where it served as a freight, railway, and steamship hub. Roseberry, formerly Wilson Creek, is located where Wilson Creek meets Slocan Lake, an absolutely breathtaking setting. This town, once a hotbed for activity, has now turned into a sleepy retirement or summer home community. While the town has slowed down, Wilson Creek itself is still bustling with activity. So I took a stop here. One thing, I'm going to put a long sleeve shirt on because it's kind of cold. But I'm in Roseberry, headed to New Denver. And I'm going to walk down by the river here. Because if I'm not mistaken, I can see the salmon up in the river spawning. Could be a creek, I'm not sure actually. But I'm pretty sure I can see the salmon spawning, which is pretty rad. So we got to get a closer look. And this is about as close as you can get. Wilson Creek was absolutely flowing with fish. These are what the locals referred to as reds, which I believe is slang for Kokane salmon. These salmon are here to spawn. These, being Kokane, live their entire lives in large freshwater lakes, Slocan Lake in this case, then migrate upstream to where they were born to spawn and eventually die. Kokane are a subspecies of sockeye salmon, which do the same thing, except they live their lives in the mighty Pacific Ocean so they can grow much larger. But since we know that size doesn't matter, these Kokane are just the right size to satisfy me and to put on a great show. Onwards. So we're back on the road, or the trail, and I got a long sleeve shirt on so I'm a little bit more comfortable. It was like 1 degree or two too chilly before, so now now I feel better. The surface has improved on this section of trail, which is nice. But I think I'm about 5K out of New Denver, so I should take whatever, 20 minutes, half hour. Definitely going past a couple more bear poos, so I don't know. I feel like I'm going to see one on this trail. Well, I've made it to the highway, and I believe if I cross it over there, I could continue on the Galena Trail, but I am just going to bomb down to town in New Denver. There's a reflection garden that I think will make a pretty good destination. I'm just going to bomb down this hill safely. Good narrow, fast as we can go. Oh yeah. As my descent into New Denver begins to slow, I do want to mention that while going down was fun, climbing up that hill on the way back absolutely sucked. It might have been a better idea to stay on the Galena Trail and ride all the way to the trailhead at Three Forks. Three Forks was the original terminus of the N&S Railway until the Sandon extension was built. That would have been a great turnaround point, but I did have another destination in mind. This is the Kohan Reflection Garden. Kohan meaning by the water, and Reflection Garden meaning garden to reflect in. So that's exactly what I did. I reflected on everything. I reflected on my life, this trip, the beautiful spot I'm in, and all the other beautiful spots that I've been. I reflected on how much I didn't want to pedal back up that hill, and if there was going to be a bear eating that deer when I rode past it. There wasn't. The deer was actually totally gone. And then I reflected on what this garden was built for. The Kohan Reflection Garden was built to honor the Japanese Canadian prisoners that were interned here during World War II. While New Denver might have been built as a mining town, it also has a less glamorous history too. The Orchard, as it was known, housed over 1,500 Japanese Canadian prisoners here in New Denver. Those joined the 27,000 Japanese Canadians interned all across Canada during World War II. Obviously, that was not a great time in Canada's history. A black eye, one that takes on a new meaning in light of more recent current events. And now I reflect again on the importance of not othering people. No matter the race, religion, or creed, we are all just people, and we need to find a way to live together on this earth in harmony. But at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a guy riding his bike. So reflect on that. Peace.